So in the latest chapter of Fairy Tail, chapter 525, Lucy and the others, excluding Natsu, were summoned by the first master, Mavis Vermilion, and since that time, I've been kinda questioning myself just what this grand plan of Mavis is, because she said some pretty interesting things to them, and at the same time, Zeref said some pretty interesting things to Natsu. I did touch on this topic briefly in my review of 525, but I thought I'd make a video focusing on this mystery, which may or may not be revealed already in the next chapter of Fairy Tail. Let's begin with Zeref actually. In 525, he told Natsu that as long as Natsu is alive, a future for mankind doesn't exist, and this alone is a very big clue about Zeref's plan. I mean, we know that Acnologia is by E.N.D and Ursa right now, so it's only a matter of time until Zeref has to actually fight him, and that'll be a battle without end most likely, seeing as Zeref doesn't have enough power to bring down Acnologia, and Acnologia cannot kill Zeref because he's an immortal. And so Zeref has a plan to close the gap, and I think I know what that gap may be, and I'm pretty sure lots of people are thinking the same thing, but let's find out, shall we? Within Natsu rests the power of both Dragon Slayer magic and E.N.D. We know this because of the fact that we've seen Natsu utilize Dragon Slayer magic ever since he woke up, so no doubt E.N.D. is also still waiting to be unleashed. I believe this to be Zeref's ultimate goal. He wants Natsu, as he is right now, to perish, because as long as the Natsu we know and love is in control of his own body, E.N.D. cannot awaken. So Zeref knows that by killing his younger brother, E.N.D. will surely wake up the moment it gets the chance. We know E.N.D. has tried before when Natsu thought he saw Lucy dead on the ground, which of course turned out to be her being simply unconscious, and during his sleep. I believe that if he had died rather than been waking up, E.N.D. would have taken over entirely for sure. So in order to meet the requirement needed to kill Acnologia, Zeref needs to off his own little brother. And then we get to Mavis, and I think this is potentially going to be very important to the remainder of the Fairy Tail story, because Mavis's message to Lucy, Gray and Happy had a part which sounded very promising, and that was when she said that Natsu's fate depends on them. Now what could that possibly mean? Well, I think it will be linked to a theory which I uploaded a very long time ago, which wasn't mine originally, but regardless, I did speak about something in that video that may come to light in the very near future of Fairy Tail. A few chapters away maybe, who knows? But the theory I'm about to bring forth is one which suggests that Mavis will use that unending reservoir of magic power that we know next to nothing about. The magic being the ultimate secret of Fairy Tail, also known by two other names, Fairy Tail's Light, or by some, Fairy Tail's Darkness. But to be more direct, it's known as Fairy Heart. So Mavis may bring forth that magic, and although I don't know how, but she might change the magic's vessel from her own body into something else temporarily, just long enough for them to get the magic back to Natsu, so that he may actually tap into the power of Fairy Heart, and that magic could be the key not only to defeat Acnologia of course, but it's possible that if the E.N.D. part of Natsu is an essence of demonic nature, then Fairy Heart is the essence of a god or a fairy. I think that Fairy Heart and the power of E.N.D. are essentially polar opposites of one another. But I also think that if Natsu used that power, it may burn away E.N.D. from his body and actually replace it. To explain simply, Fairy Heart may latch onto his soul, or what remains of it, and fill the void that would otherwise kill him after E.N.D. is gone. Because without E.N.D., he'd most likely die under normal circumstances. So Fairy Heart may be able to fix that problem. We have to remember that we're nearing the end of Fairy Tail, so things will be getting more extreme for each chapters that follow. So even though some people may not like it, I think this is one of many ways that Hiro could make Natsu burn his fate away. That fate, formerly known as dying if Zeref dies, will become something new. He'll be able to live his own life as he pleases, so he may be able to actually kill Zeref once and for all without having to go down with him. But I also think it's possible possible that Zeref will be the last one to go, even after Acnologia. I think that if Natsu fights Acnologia, Lucy and Zeref may be fated to fight. Well, not sure about fight to be honest, but as we all know, there has been a sketch from long ago which looks to be Lucy meeting Zeref, and she does appear to be on the losing end in some shape or form, so I think the only reason that Natsu isn't there is because Hiro has other plans for him. Well, anyway, that'll wrap up today's video. Let me know what you think down below, and if you did, please like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new to my channel. See you soon.